Oliver, I've been coming to Berkshire meetings for about 14 years now. And I got to say, I look for something different out of every meeting. But over the last 5 or 6 years, the most crucial elements to me have been succession. And we've been looking for clues. One, how has Warren Buffett been doing health-wise? Because we knew that a few years ago his health was an issue, and it got us all worried about, how much longer, can he sustain the business model? How much longer is he going to be at the helm of Berkshire Hathaway, and who can replace him? So the last 4 or 5 years, these meetings to me have focused on this issue of succession and whether or not Berkshire can carry on without Buffett. And this year, I would say we got the best answers, ever for that shareholders can take home and say, I'm really comfortable, this company's in good hands, it's going to stay in good hands for, a long time after Buffett's gone.
And what made you conclude that?
Well, there was a range of questions, and they're coming from shareholders who, in my opinion, have, they've grown up near and dear to Warren. Many of them have their entire net worth, or a good portion of their net worth, in Berkshire stock. And not only did the stock hit an all-time high just a couple days ago, but their net worth probably went to an all-time high too. And I was putting myself in their shoes of someone who's 60, 70, maybe even 80 years old, whose net worth has just, flourished under Buffett. The first thing they've got to be thinking about right now is not going backward and making sure that their net worth doesn't suddenly collapse, that there's nothing under the table of Berkshire Hathaway that can go wrong and cause their stock and their net worth to drop significantly. And this is a typical reaction to someone who's elderly, who's built up a substantial fortune. You just don't want to lose it anymore. So I can see a lot of Berkshire shareholders coming to the meeting this year specifically needing reassurances that this company had staying power, that beyond Buffett there was a deep bench of managers, there was a board that was going to carry on the culture of Berkshire Hathaway, that Berkshire could essentially run itself for the next several years. And then we had questions along that line. How is Ajit Jain going to stay there? How strong is Howard Buffett's credentials to be a board member? Is there a deep bench of talent running these companies that's not going to defect after Buffett's gone? Is Charlie Munger going to still be around? Is there going to be deal flow? Are there going to be companies calling Berkshire Hathaway out of the blue saying, I would like to sell to you? Those types of questions is what has been on a lot of our minds. And this year, Charlie and Warren took all these questions on, answered them very consistently, and I think gave us really good answers that would tell me that Berkshire's on cruise control. And that's the most satisfying piece of data that I could get as a shareholder this year, that this company could survive, if Buffett passed tomorrow, or if Munger passed the day after tomorrow, that this company will run itself for a number of years. It may not grow at very high rates in the future. It's certainly not going to grow at the rate it grew 20 years ago, but it can grow at satisfactory rates for shareholders. They don't have to worry about the stock suddenly plunging on them because Berkshire has put in a nice buyback plan that will initiate if the stock suddenly plunged to a near book value or a little premium to book value. So Buffett has put in that last kind of cushion for them. And I walked away from the meeting, and I think a lot of elderly shareholders walked away knowing this company is going to be in safe hands and we don't have to worry anymore.